Hello there, friends. I'm Todd Gutner. I'm in the weather office here at News Center, Maine. We are in the midst of a storm system that's kind of strung out over the course of 2 or 3 days, has many different hazards with it. We had one last night, which was snow, not a lot, but in general there was 1 to 3 inches. You know how the commute was. In some spots it was a little dicey. If salt was thrown down, though, it really helped out, and roads were just wet in that case. Now we're kind of shifting into the next phase, which is going to be the icing phase. And I want to stress that it's not going to be a lot of icing. It's definitely less than 1/4 of an inch of ice. And what does that mean? Well, if we look over here real quick, ice impacts, 1/4 inch or less, it's limited. Basically, just some thin glazes will form. There's not enough ice for power outages or limbs to crack or trees to come down, that sort of thing. So by the end of the day, because of this freezing drizzle, there will probably be some thin glazes on any surface that doesn't have a treatment of salt on it. Salt obviously melts that ice, so handrails, decks, maybe some sidewalks, things like that would get some ice on them. Let me show you what the structure of the atmosphere looks like. So when we talk about precipitation and precipitation type, for all snow, it's pretty simple. Up in the cloud where the snowflake is forming, it's below freezing. And it stays below freezing all the way down to the surface, so that flake doesn't melt, and it lands as a snowflake, and it starts to pile up, right? Well, now the atmosphere is starting to shift around a little bit and change and adjust. And how it looks now is cold at the bottom of the atmosphere, and it's getting warmer aloft. Got to put my readers on or else I won't be able to help you out at all. So this is what it looks like. This is what we call a skew-T. It's a fancy weather term for this plot that plots a temperature profile, the temperature of the atmosphere going up and up and up and up. That's the red line. And this green line is the dew point, and that's going up and up and up and up and up and up. When these are together, the dew point and the temp, that's when you have condensation and you have a cloud and you can get precipitation to form. When they're separate, it's really, really dry, so there wouldn't be any cloud there, and you'd have a very dry layer of air. That's the case up there. Down near the surface, this is the important part, we are below freezing, and this is the 5,000-foot line. This is the surface where we live. This is right at the ground level, all right? This line here is 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the point at which ice forms or, ice melts, 32 degrees, right? So this part of the atmosphere is below 32 or below 0 degrees Celsius. So it's colder than that. It's actually in the 20s, below 1,000 feet, all right? You go above 1,000 feet, it warms up above 32 degrees. That's where things are melting into a raindrop. So you're getting anything that forms above it. It could be frozen, but it comes into this warm layer, it melts into a raindrop or a little mist or some drizzle. And then it goes back into that cold layer at the surface where we're living and hits that sub-freezing air, and that's how you can get a little glaze to form. So that's how the structure of the atmosphere is right now. What will happen with time, not today, not even tonight, but early tomorrow morning, all of this will go above 32. And we won't have to worry about ice at the surface anymore. It'll just be plain rain, just plain rain. So now let's go over here to a timeline on all this. So this is 9 o'clock this morning. Whether you're watching it in a little bit or you're watching it past 9 a.m., it's all kind of the same thing. Not much is going to change today. We're going to stay gray and gloomy all the way through the early afternoon and into the evening hours. This is 5 p.m. You'll also notice a few little pockets of pink on here. See it up there a little better. I'll point it out. There could be some spotty or patchy mist or drizzle. And as I just showed you at the surface, it's below 32, so that would be freezing mist or freezing drizzle. And that's how we're going to get this very thin glaze of ice. Again, not enough for power outages, but just more of a commuting nuisance if things are untreated. So that's up through the evening commute. Then we go through the course of the night, and the next batch of precipitation starts to move in. Heavier precipitation, steadier stuff. We're still struggling to get above 32 in a lot of spots, okay? That's why I think tomorrow morning there still will be a problem with ice. Maybe not everywhere, but certainly at the very least some pockets of it for the morning commute. And then after that, this is 8 o'clock, and we're safely getting above freezing. Heavier rain is moving in, and we'll have periods of heavy rain throughout the day into the afternoon and evening. Okay, now let's talk about the next phase of the storm. So that was snow, gone. That'll be the icing phase, also gone by tomorrow morning. And then we're into the heavy rain and wind phase of this, which is probably the most problematic and the one I'm most concerned about, the wind phase. We are going to see some very warm temperatures preceding a cold front. We're going to have some really heavy downpours, probably 1 to 3 inches of rain, and because of those warm temperatures, snow melt. Unfortunately, a lot of what we have out there in our landscape is going to melt away. It's sad to say because I love what I'm seeing so far at the start of this season for snowpack, for all of the recreation sports, skiing, snowboarding, cross-country skiing even. All the sleds are getting up and going. The trails are looking good right now for snowmobiling. So I don't like to see this. I don't want this to happen, hitting maybe 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon and evening when this squall line comes through. But it's going to happen. We're going to warm up, and we're going to have some snow melt and some heavy rain. So there could be some flooding from this, especially in the hills and mountains. It doesn't look bad. It looks like we'll be able to withstand this and only have some minor issues, like temporary issues with drainage problems. Other than that, I think we're going to be okay, but we'll watch that closely. This squall line, though, is going to be intense. And this comes through between 6 p.m. tomorrow night and midnight tomorrow night. It is going to be intense rainfall, including intense wind, too. That rain is going to come down in sheets, and we will get some temporary drainage flooding from it, especially in the cities, where it's all pavement, that kind of thing. The squall line will move out of here after midnight, and by Thursday morning we have cleared, but our temperatures will have dropped, and it's back to reality when we get there. The biggest concern with this squall line will be the wind. I think it's going to be the most problematic and the most troublesome and potentially, the worst part of the storm. There's a good bet that we're topping 50 miles per hour with these wind gusts late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening when this squall line comes through. There's also a small chance that with this squall line and those heavy, heavy downpours, that helps bring down stronger winds. Let's go back to this real quick. I love this. This is called Buff Kit. It's just a great way to see inside some of these storms. All right, come on, baby, come to me. Sometimes I got to restart this. Oh, there we go. Let's see if this will work. No, I'm gonna have to restart it. Anyway, I'll restart it. It'll take about 5 seconds. But it helps us see inside of what's going on with these storms. It gives us temperature profiles. It lets us see low-level jet streams, things like that. And that's what I want to show you right here. This low-level jet stream is pretty sick. So this is tomorrow evening around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. And at 5,000 feet, there's a 90 knot, which is like 100 miles per hour jet stream. 5,000 feet is pretty close to the top of Mount Washington. So that's pretty sick. My concern is that these stronger winds that are well above ground, something that we wouldn't experience, could come down closer to the surface with these downpours. Like the heavy rain helps bring it down. It transports it down. So even though this is saying, oh, we'll only have 25, 30 mile per hour winds at the surface, it's possible that like 50 to 60 stuff comes down, because this is only at like 1,000 feet, this 50 to 60. So there's that, and we got to be careful for that. And if that happens and we start seeing frequent gusts over 60, we're going to have some big problems with power outages. At this time, I'd say isolated to scattered outages, but be prepared wherever you are. Just plan as if you're going to get one, because the other problem is it's going to happen after dark. It's going to happen for some of you while you're sleeping, and you never want to be fumbling around with flashlights and generators and all that kind of stuff, lighting fires, in the middle of the night when you're trying to heat your house and stuff like that. So That's probably the biggest concern, again, between 6 p.m. tomorrow night and midnight. And then we start to quiet down, and by Thursday, things are a lot better. So that's kind of the storm broken down to you in phases. Snow done. Now we're in this light icing. We're going to be in the rain and wind tomorrow, and then we get colder again as we approach the weekend. I hope that was helpful for you. Keep following us on social media. Pop over to our website. We're continuously updating that weather blog too with any of the latest information. And the weather team will be here throughout. Keith will be in here for the noon show and the evening. Ryan Breton, who we got back from Hartford not too long ago, a couple of months ago, and he'll be with us all evening long as well. Aaron Myler is in and out with us. This morning he's here. Tomorrow morning he'll be here. And then you've got Dana Osgood too. She'll be in tomorrow for the storm and Thursday as well. Hope that was helpful, and we'll catch you later. Bye.